Welcome or welcome back everyone to Cooking with Frenchy. Cooking and baking made easy. This week it's another classic, the crème anglaise. Sauce à l'anglaise, crème à l'anglaise, you name it the way you want it. It's also called the English custard. However, it's a sauce, it's not really a custard. I tried to find the origin of the recipe. Apparently the Romans were doing custard ages ago. However, all I could find is in the 17th, 18th century, the English used French chefs to come around and cook this dish. Therefore, it was called by the royal the crème à l'anglaise. It sounded so posh. This crème anglaise is also a technical aspect to many other bases of dessert. Therefore, the ice cream, for example, it's another one, or the bavarois. Another things we are going to do a lot together just to show you some secret and tips of the dessert and the sweet of the world. So if you want to make a nice glazed cake and you want a cake base, generally there is a bavarois under. So step by step, I'm building you up to making a great little pastry chef at home from my kitchen to yours. So before we go and see the recipe, make sure you subscribe as usual, you change your notification bell setting, you give me some likes, you share it to the world, you tell all your friends about it. I'm gonna share with you some little tips that no books tell you actually. So I hope you watch until the end, you really look for this recipe. Keep it in mind, it's not too difficult, it's just tricky with the temperature. So let's do it and let's get cooking. For the crème anglaise, all you need is a little bit of sugar, a little bit of vanilla pod or paste, some beautiful milk, and few eggs. That's all you need to make a crème anglaise or the English custard, whichever way you want to call it. So, first thing I need to do is to actually prepare my saucepan with my milk. Put the milk into the saucepan, get a cut in half your vanilla, you can use the board if you rather to do so, and scrape the vanilla. This is where the goodies are, all in the vanilla. What we are going to do is to actually infuse the milk and the vanilla together. That's what's going to give us a beautiful flavor to our crème anglaise. Very important to do so. I'm going to bring that to a simmering temperature and I'm going to let it infuse for about 5 minutes out of the stove. So we are going to bring this beautiful vanilla pods. These are all little black dots and let it infuse. Meanwhile, we are going to prepare the eggs and the sugar. As you can see, my vanilla and milk are just boiling and simmering, so I'm going to let it infuse for about 5 minutes off the stove. Meanwhile, as I said, I'm going to prepare in a clean bowl my eggs and my sugar. So first thing first, I'm going to separate my egg white and my egg yolks. And for a quarter of a liter of milk, I need about 4 egg yolks and about 125 grams of vanilla, 125 grams of sugar and about half a pod of vanilla. You want the sauce to be rich in flavors and have a beautiful vanilla flavor with it. Crème anglaise is very popular. It's one of the mother sauce. We like to have it. It's a base of many other sauces or desserts you can do. And along the journey, you're following it with me, we are going to create some vanilla bavarois. We are going to create different dishes with that vanilla flavor. I keep my egg white for later. Now all I gotta do is to mix sugar and egg yolk together. Grab a whisk. And mix it well. We are going to mix it until it's yellow pale. You see it was orange. Very important, that allows you, when you mix well your sugar and egg yolks together, it allows you to cook the creme a little bit further. Normally sauce anglaise or creme anglaise is cooked between 70 to 75 degrees, but if you have more eggs, you can go up to 80 degrees maximum. The more the eggs, the thicker your sauce is going to be. That's what I'm doing here with this one. Put it there. And I'm waiting 2 more minutes for my infusion of milk and vanilla together. Now my milk has infused and it has all these beautiful little black dots from the vanilla pod. All I've got to do is to mix it with my egg mixture. Using the whisk, put everything in the pan, mix it well. Mix it well, keep the vanilla pod into it, and just pour everything back. Make sure using a little scraper to have no pod left in the bowl, but all ready to be baked. This late action really helps us to have a beautiful flavor through it. However, what I will need to have, just in case, it's a bowl with a sieve. So as soon as the anglaise sauce is cooked, creme anglaise, I will straight away transfer it to a bowl with a sieve to make sure it cools down as fast as possible, and it strain the vanilla pod first, but any possibility of overcooking. If you cook over 80 degrees, your creme anglaise is going to become scrambled eggs, and we don't want to do that. So let's go to cook this creme anglaise. Cooking the creme anglaise goes very quick. So a very low heat, and make sure you keep stirring with a wooden spoon your anglaise. As I said, make sure you prepare a bowl with a sieve. As soon as the sauce is ready, you transfer it to cool it down as fast as possible. So cooking a crème anglaise is visual. First of all, the foam you see on top of the crème is going to disappear. We're also going to see a little bit of a steam coming out of the pan, and it's going to feel thicker under your finger. So as it's warming up, the eggs is used as a binding agent, but also as a coagulating agent. So it's going to be used as a thickening agent here, and gently it's going to cook. If you are not too sure, you can always use a thermal laser gun that will record the temperature and let you know how you're going. Or you can use a probe. And make sure if you use a probe, it does not touch the side of the saucepan, as you won't have a proper recording. When you're making a sauce like this, just take your time. What we want is the sauce to coat the back of the wooden spoon. We call that napping. Look at that, foam closely disappeared. Gotta check if it's still dripping like it does now, it's not thick enough. So I can keep cooking a little bit, but that's where it's tricky. That's where you gotta be very careful. Another 30 seconds too much or a minute too much, and it's gone. See, it's not dripping anymore. Oh, it's another second, it's not dripping anymore, and that's ready. I can switch off, right? And I can transfer this right now to my bowl. And as you see, a few more seconds and you can see the eggs start to coagulate at the bottom. Therefore, very important when you are prepared and you have your bowl ready. Now look at that. If you had a lot of little white dot into the sauce, that means your eggs are overcooked, but that's just perfect. So for all of you who required or requested to have a beautiful Anglaise sauce and the base technical aspect of the vanilla ice cream or the Bavarois, there you are. If we were doing a vanilla Bavarois, we will add gelatin to it and let it set, and a little bit of cream later on, but that's for another recipe. If you were doing ice cream, it would be more eggs, more sugar, and definitely more cream. But how beautiful is that sauce? Check it out, it's amazing. Let it cool down, make sure you put it in the fridge, and just enjoy with dessert or ice cream. Vanilla flavor, so rich. Hope you enjoyed this recipe. Next recipe will be about a toffee sauce and probably the steamed pudding. So see you next time. Bye.